Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of White Roots Recap here on Patreon. We worked a lot today. So this episode, I hope you guys all did too, or begin to start doing. Jade finally started watching the behind the, what's it called? Behind the episode.
Inside the episode?
Yes, inside the episode. But I also want you to look in, because they have two sets of things. One's is the inside the episode, and then there's the after show with some Nilla lady hosting. It's called One Burning Question.
Okay.
And they frame one burning question. They have this discussion around it about the show. So that's what I kind of want to do today, as we recall this particular episode, because this particular episode was heavy.
Woo!
Baby. But not in a traditional Handmaid's Tale way.
No.
You know, normally we see death, destruction, mayhem, rape, all that good stuff. This deals with what happens after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, last week, at the end of the episode, June, Offred, Clara saw Moira.
Moira.
Yeah, saw Moira. And we weren't sure if it was a dream or not, because it was hazy and she was having dreams and shit early in the episode. Well, now we know it wasn't.
For certain.
So, right. We open up this episode with... there's a lot of flashbacks in this episode.
Yeah.
Which annoyed me at first, but then I understood. But then when I got it, I was instantly annoyed. So, it opens up with... times where things were better in America. Moira and June were living together, living a lesbian fantasy that only Moira was having in her head, because June was like, well, girl, I'm getting some dick, so bye.
Okay, so here's my thing. Because I didn't want to be,
presumptuous.
Yeah. But I was like, the energy, and I don't think, everything has to be sexualized either, right? But the energy was just very interesting. And they never really were super clear with it.
Moira's never really had a reason to hate Luke outside the fact that he was married before.
Right.
And so, like, outside of the shit that happened post-Gilead, but then that's like... whatever. Like, before that, I think, when you have a friend that you close to and your friend get a nigger,
and then it's kind of like
changes,
right? And you all's relationship, the nature of it shifts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, I don't want to. I don't want to assume that Moira has feelings for June,
but there was an interesting energy, right?
Yes, there was.
Okay.
You're wrong. So we flash back to present day, and we're in Chicago, and they just bombed the area, and Moira's trying to get June to like recognize her,
right?
And so June is kind of like, Janine. I have to find Janine. And like, she doesn't recognize Moira. She first says, "You're not Moira. You're out. Why you wouldn't be here?" You know what I mean? And
it was clear
Moira's
she was hazy
like,
and out of it.
Right. So, you see Moira like trying to guide June back to like A, reality, and B, to get to the medical tent, because she's clearly been beaten up. She was just in an explosion.
Right.
So, it's clear that she's had a concussion, and so they're driving to the medical tents to get treatment. This is where shit goes left. To say that shit goes left from here is a strong statement.
finally June recognizes Moira.
Poussey. Yeah, all that.
Because I cannot continue to call her Moira with a straight face.
Same, but I only call her Moira for this particular episode because of what happens to her. Or them. I don't know their pronouns.
Okay. Still name this black girl Moira. So June finally recognizes her, right, as they're riding in this truck. Now, it's a very emotional moment. It's like a true reconciling because you can see where she kind of came to and all of that, right? Meanwhile, they pull up to this camp where they're supposed to be getting medical help and all of that. And it is chaos and utter negativity.
Mayhem. Pure and utter
madness, nigga. All the supplies is run out. There's no food. Niggas are screaming for stuff because there's people who still have their kids. So there's people screaming that their kids are hungry. It was frightening, honestly. It was...
Right. So the camp that they went to was a Cera camp, CERA. And that's the organization that's the grassroots organization that's been helping refugees from Gilead come to Canada, America. And you know, like there's organizations that do that here. I used to work for one. And what we would do is, you know, people who would seek asylum in the country, we would assist them getting food, shelter, and vocational type of stuff.
And apparently,
it's essentially that.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And just to describe, if you don't watch Handmaid's Tale, which I think you should, but it looked very similar to the camps that we see in real life with the ICE camps.
Yep.
Along
That's
the
exactly
border.
what I thought about.
I was like, this is very interesting. I feel it's like intentional imagery.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, they want y'all to see how bad it is for those who don't think it is. Because they don't have any resources there. They're taking away their means for being able to communicate with people, not proper food, health care, filthy conditions. Like, it's inhumane is what it is. And I thought the same thing. I was like, they did this on purpose. Meanwhile, Poussey's girlfriend, biracial Bimini Bambulash, is, I guess, head of that grassroots organization.
Yeah, she's like the head of Cera.
Right. And so...
that's how they met.
Right.
Remember in season 3?
When they were still loving each other.
On the low.
On the low. Right. You're my little secret. And so Moira is trying to save June, right? She wants to smuggle June into Canada, finally get her the fuck out of there. Everybody knows June is number one in numero uno enemy in Gilead.
Enemy number one.
Like she is number one. She is who everybody wants, who they are after.
She is the El Chapo of Gilead.
She's the El Chapo of this shit. She's a hot commodity, which is why it gets interesting later, but we'll get to that. So, biracial Bimini Bambulash is like, no, bitch, no. Nobody else's life is more important. I know that's your number one Judy, but look at all them people. We can't take her. We got a million niggas. We can do this the proper way, through paperwork.
Right. Now... that question, or what you just said about life not meaning more than hers, that was one of the one burning questions that happened last episode, where this idea of June doesn't necessarily think. She reacts. Yeah. All through the lens of her saving Hannah, her little black baby who don't know her no more. So... that is not funny, but I mean, it's true. every time she mentions Hannah, I think of Sophia when she was at Christmas, like, y'all don't know me no more.
I don't mind. I only laugh at this because it's a show and it's not real. But
yeah,
because the whole time I'm like, damn, Hannah, you are in the way.
I wanted that to be my main point of this episode today.
Hannah is fucking up the plan all over the place, okay? Niggas could have been free.
Okay. You gotta know when to drop dead weight, queen.
I'm just saying. That kid has bad vibes.
She is bad news. Period.
Oh, God.
Let her go.
And
you already have a baby named Nicole with an H.
Moira said that.
Yeah. Like, it's okay. You have a whole new baby.
Oh, shit.
That is anxious to meet you.
Ooh, because...
And you know what? Maybe that child is better. Maybe that child... You don't know what Hannah is not capable of doing.
She got Jude. She snuck Jude into that little... She snuck Jude underneath the boat or whatever, right? And we'll get to why that was a problem in a second. But she snuck Jude into the basement of the boat. And June's trying to... She's like looking out the window and considering leaving. And she's like, girl, fuck Hannah, okay? She don't know you anyway. She's better off. She's better off where she is. She's like, she's safe. But she did bring up a good point because she says she's safer without you. Because June is a moving target all the time. So they are purposely keeping an eye on this little girl because they know that that's June's main agenda.
And I wish, and I get it, like, you'll do anything for your kids. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
But at certain points where Poussey was right, if you wanted to be a better service to the daughter that you claim to love and that's your everything, then you need to leave her where she lies. Because in that little glass cage playing with the little Addie doll. Because what's going to end up happening is when you rescue her, get to her, they're not going to kill you. They're going to kill her slowly and make you watch.
And make you suffer. Also, what I found interesting was her... So, obviously, you know, we have the mother thing, right? And there's the assumption, too, watching this, that she is doing anything for her baby, understandably so. But in this particular episode is where all of that went into question. Because, okay.
This was about a nigga. The problem, this whole thing. I was like,
it was never about the black baby. It was about what the nigga would think about you if you did not protect and save the black baby.
I hated it. Because every flashback scene was about her and Luke and his ex-wife, who apparently wasn't able to have children, and she kept valuing her worth
with having a baby.
Fertility.
But you're supposed to be a feminist.
She's worried about her black king leaving her because she can't have no mixed baby.
Because he left his first wife because she couldn't have no baby. And she was probably white too. Her name was Annie.
Also, Poussey put that in her head as well. Which also gave that energy of, we may not be dagging, but I wish we were. You know what I mean? So...
There is a big part of me that don't like you. A huge one.
Oh, it's true.
Oh, God. It's your terminology, you ragged nigga. The cancellation is coming.
I know.
They hate everybody over at Jade and XD. So. No, we don't. Should we stop?
Also, free Palestine.
Huh?
I said free Palestine. No, we don't have to stop right now.
Okay. So June's watching the chaos and negativity from the basement, and we get to another flashback to June preparing to move in with Luke. And so Moira is telling June that she doesn't think this is a good idea because she's like, he left his first wife, bitch. What makes you think he gonna stay loyal to you?
If you think it will, then he probably forget. Talking at your neck, say you're a Christian, a Muslim.
Now that was the sin that did Jezebel, and another song that goes along with what's happening here. Who you gonna tell when the repercussions spit? So she's like, this is not a good idea. This nigga already left his first wife. What makes you think he won't do the same shit to you? And he left his first wife because she couldn't get pregnant. Ew, that's even worse. So June's defending their relationship by saying they never fight and their relationship is not going to be like his relationship with her. And she's defending this like pregnancy shit, which irritated the fuck out of me.
I was so annoyed. Like I said, when I figured out what was happening, when the math started mathing, I said, hold on.
Yeah. I was like,
okay.
As
a man, sometimes as a they, I feel like men ruin everything. Like, you made this all about, like, and somebody who ain't even that fine. You know what I mean?
And she got the nerve to be up here like, well, she couldn't get pregnant. I'm like, oh, well, fuck her then. Like, what, bitch? You sound nuts.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Justice for Annie.
Justice for Annie. I don't even know what this bitch look like, but justice for her. I don't even fuck with these white hoes like that. You see what? That's why it irritated me. I was like, y'all got me out here defending a bitch named Annie?
Right.
Shit. So we're at the flashback. They're arguing, whatever. All right. Go back to present day. Bimini Bomb Biracial is talking about a port inspection. Something that Poussey did not consider when she was smuggling June into the boat. So they have a meeting, and this is where all the workers on the boat have to decide what they're going to do with June. I thought they were going to figure out how to hide this bitch. But Bimini Bomb Biracial is super quick to be like, yeah, this bitch got to go. She's about to fuck up our whole shit.
Because, right. And a part of me
also, as well, in
feels
addition to,
like that Una, Bimini Bomb Biracial, felt a little way because the object of Poussey's real affection decided her smuggle her ass on the damn boat.
I wonder.
Because not only is your job is at risk, but so is your living.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. She's like, I can't get rid of this strap action. This bitch is about to fuck up my whole shit. So.
And everybody was on her side except Queen Asian lady, who had right sense, who was like, we are a humanitarian effort. This bitch is a human. So why the fuck we ain't trying to save her?
She's like, y'all seen that shit she just came from? She here now.
Right. What are you gonna do? Throw her overboard? Like, she made like her, and it was the people of color. It was the BIPOCs except for Bimini Bomb Biracial.
You see why I don't like that shit? I don't like that BIPOC shit.
But it was the Asian lady and the other dude who looked like Dev Patel from the newsroom.
That nigga was like number one hater. Hater numero uno. He was like, fuck that bitch. Get her the fuck. She about to fuck us up. Fuck her. And Una's over here like, wait, let me hear more from you. What's that you've got to say?
Right.
Like, what?
But they listened to the Asian lady.
They did.
Well, not really.
No.
Only because June...
Go ahead.
June answered the burning question, where she finally realizes that, hey, my life isn't worth more than anybody else's. Now, editorial note, Finally, bitch, you finally realized that. And if that's the case, why can't you apply that to your daughters? You know what I mean?
Because it ain't about them.
It's
about the nigga.
Right, because if you value life, and if you value, I understand that she is in a fucked up situation.
Yeah.
June offered Clara from Married at First Sight. But if you truly value life, you're going to let her go.
Yeah.
And move on with yourself.
Yes, you are.
Or try to. Because it's like, you said yourself, she is afraid of me. A, because they taught her to be.
Yes.
But two, how much... Anyway, go on.
So I think when she said that, that's when everybody else was like, well, damn, our lives are not worth more than yours. So we got to figure out a way to save you. Like, Pusey went on a whole, to do about, why the fuck why? This is what we do. So they finally got some sense about themselves and tried to disguise her as much as they could. So,
right.
I didn't understand. I'm like, if June is public enemy number one, they not gonna recognize this face on that boat? Looking at these people?
Yes. However, this episode had the one black moment I have ever noticed in this whole entire series.
What was that?
But pause that because we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Okay, so they go and, they clean her up. They put a vest on her and make sure that they tell her, like, don't fuck this up. She's about to fuck this up. So they line up for the inspection. And this is where... Oh, go ahead.
Don't they break up first before that?
Oh, go ahead.
So, before there is a raid or whatever from the boat inspection, June is out on the docks and she overhears Bimini bomb biracial.
That wasn't yet. That's later on. That's not yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not yet.
You're right.
They have the inspection first because that happens after the inspection.
When she's like, you already made it, so why? Oh, got it. Sorry.
No, you good. I be mixing shit up all the time. So they're checking the things, and they get to June. What's your name?
Oh, the black moment. There we go.
Yeah. What's your name?
Okay.
And she pauses for a long ass time. And then they ask her something. She finally says it. Then they ask her something else. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why you look like that? And Moira's like, she hit her head.
It was mad shit going on back in Chicago. Like, she had mad hard,
She not in her right mind right now. So you got to just give her a little go. And he's looking at it and he's like, go on. I ain't got time for this.
Yeah, nigga. Right.
I wondered, though, in this moment, aside from this, and then what was the black moment?
That was the moment because Moira stepped in.
Yeah.
Because that nigga was not about to let her go. And she kept looking at him, and that's when he was like, alright.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I was...
Because if they had that little Asian man with the clipboard, he for sure would have taken
it would have been a wrap. But I did wonder. So I always randomly think about these eyes, right? This security, this army that's been created for Gilead. And you have to know that obviously we've seen where there's a number of them who are with the shits, who are like not fucking with this Gilead shit, and that's why they're trying to do that Underground Railroad shit. But these other niggas.
Ride or die, true to Gilead.
I'm like, is that many of y'all? Or is this a survival thing? It's just very fascinating. I like an episode with the eyes.
My response to that is a lot of us still live in America because we're surviving.
This is also true. There's also black cops, so
yeah,
they're the worst.
Yeah.
Asian cops too. Also Latino. Terrible.
I saw a tweet that said Puerto Rican cops in New York think they Italian. This is a very New York joke, but very, very true. Yeah.
Ooh, shit.
Oh, God. Mm-hmm.
So she tells him that she hit her head in an explosion. He's like, go ahead, I don't have time for this. I got other niggas and we got to go on about our way. And give us free! June is on the other side of things. Something still don't feel right, but she's on the other side of things.
She's made it to freedom. Almost,
kind of.
Right. They have another flashback, and this is, again, Moira being jealous of June, getting married to Luke. And she continues to reiterate that, our love is different. We're different. Blah, 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 blah. And...
But it still got to her, though.
It did. And then we have another flashback where June and Luke are moving in together. And she's having this moment, like, she tells him, like, well, you left. She keeps asking about his ex-wife. And that irritated me because I'm like, wouldn't you know this information if y'all about to get married?
And move in and shit. How long y'all been together?
And why would you have these Right, why are you having these insecurities at this stage in the game?
Because Poussey got in her head.
Listen, Lady Love be doing it to you.
Poussey got in her head, but
it's a heck.
She's doing it in a passive aggressive way. Well, what about?
This is how you know how I know the power of Lady Love is strong. Have you ever listened to The Internet Girl with Sid?
You don't know your worth.
Sid Smile More. Sid, yeah. I was like, I see how people can be talked into certain things romantically. Let's say that.
I can love you. I can love you. I can love you better than he can. Or he can. Which, I mean, in all actuality, most of the time they do.
Yeah, get a stud, guys. Shit never changes. Get
Doesn't.
a stud.
Again, if you have kids, they'll take care of them. They'll buy you a home. It'll be a nice home. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want, they got you. It's your world, queen. Y'all are fucking up.
Right.
Y'all are fucking up.
So we flash back to the present day where June overhears Bimini Bon biracial and Poussey arguing about her. And she's like, Una is like, yo girl is fucking up the rotation, but they have like a breakup conversation because all of a sudden Moira says, so is it okay if we talk like in the office? And Una is like, I guess, girl. But like they break up. And then June, again, not thinking, decides to steal a lifeboat and go back to Gilead because she feels that she's a burden and doesn't want bad shit to happen to them.
So you just gonna get on a boat in the middle of the ocean in the middle of the night and think your dumbass is gonna make it back, and then if you do make it back, you think your dumbass is gonna make it out there. And then on top of that, what she didn't say, but I thought to myself was, they gonna know exactly where this motherfucking lifeboat came from, and you about to fuck up the whole operation for everybody.
And don't she have a tag on her ear?
Yes. Girl, June, don't be thinking. It's all emotion.
What? Not at all.
All fire, no earth.
She is allergic to thinking.
Like shit.
That is her kryptonite, is thinking and brain power.
So we get the June monologue where she goes into the whole thing to Moira making it clear the last time she saw Hannah, how she didn't recognize her, how she was scared of her. All these things that Moira didn't know has happened or transpired. And then she says she thinks Luke isn't going to forgive her if she doesn't get Hannah out. And that's where I was like, so your motherfucking driving force all this time. I'm not saying you don't love your kid, but your driving force has been because you think you don't want to go back to this nigga without the baby? Because you think he's not going to fuck with you no more.
Mind you, outside of the rape and shit, you have a nigga that one of the eyes.
Did you forget about your white baby? and Moira had to remind her. She's like, what about that bitch Nicole? Like, you forgot about her?
Yeah, you have Nicole with an H. You have, although that's Commander KKK's baby.
Yeah, but her her nigga is raising the baby.
Yeah. So that's when I realized, I'm like, this is all for a man. I'm low-key annoyed.
I'm
high-key annoyed.
Yeah.
And now I wish they would have threw her ass off the damn boat and into Lake Michigan. Go back, hell.
Yeah, you got to go. So,
right.
We get another flashback to June telling Luke that she's pregnant. And, you know, all the beautiful moments of them as a family, all the moments in love.
They got the little girl from Hair Love.
All that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Combing her black baby's hair and whatever else. Just their lovely family moments.
Pause. Why folk come every time there is a mention of a biracial child, they always put them in like this Annie type wig with like Allegra's window curls.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Why folk come?
I don't know. Or
Why
them Cheerios commercial. I don't know. It's just, I don't know, nigga. I don't know. Or they get
I'm also bringing why come and why folk come back. It's not know how. Why come?
Why come, y'all? Because sometimes it is a deep why. It's a deep why.
I don't want to know
how.
the function. I want to know why. Yeah, why folk come?
They do that. I just, they haven't gotten this like blended family thing down yet. They haven't gotten this swirl family down yet on TV.
They can't now. They done canceled Mixed Dish. Now niggas don't know what to do.
And Blackish, nigga. They all just leaving.
Okay. They better read the pattern box of the pattern shampoo that Tracy Hawkins.
Or go follow Yara on Instagram. Watch her TikTok.
Okay. Okay. Queen of the internet, by the way. I enjoy her.
I do. I love Yara Shahidi. So they pull up to the dock, and biracial Bimini leaves. And then we hear the voice, June. And Luke runs in to see June, and she's apologizing for it just being her.
Have you ever seen that meme of Devon from Big Brother? And she's like this the whole time, like pissed.
No.
Whenever you get a chance, Google DA''VONNE. And she's like this, like, even though it's like the meme and it says pretend to be shocked at the bottom, but the whole time I was watching like this, like, this bitch, I cannot believe. I was like, are you serious? Are you crying and apologizing because you cannot save your black baby from slavery?
In a war!
What do you mean? In a war? What do you mean? You are sorry I couldn't bring her back.
I'm sorry that I couldn't thrive through colonialism. What?
That's, again, a reminder of how white this show is.
Niggas they got their kids bought and sold all over the place for less. I couldn't save our black baby. And she
I
doesn't
was
know
so
me. No, bitch, she doesn't know you. She got
floored,
taken when she was 4. They don't remember nothing.
Right.
They don't remember that until they're 7.
Gosh. That's untrue. My earliest memory is my second birthday party. Okay.
Second.
Actually, the day before it.
Oh, which child?
The day before my second birthday party. So I was conscious. I remember getting the cake at Baskin Robbins.
But you were born old, so you can't use yourself as an example.
Yeah, I also wasn't born. I appeared here from under a moist stone.
I was like, you weren't born.
Yeah, kind of like in Fern Gully, you remember?
Yes.
So it was kind of like that.
You were never gestated.
Yeah, no. I'm like an amoeba.
Have you ever noticed that the bright button on the keypad of the MacBooks look like coronavirus?
Yeah, they do. They do. Because I had that same thought when I first got this MacBook, because it has the trackpad thing at the beginning of it. So I was like, bitch, you got corona?
I was turning my screen up one day. I was like, oh, coronavirus.
Oh.
So, she's apologizing, and it's the super dramatic end to her walking and stepping off of the dock or track or whatever the fuck that thing was into freedom. To freedom.
Mm-hmm. Now, the burning question that this episode asks is, it's about June being free, and they're like, is June actually free? And the answer that Ann Dowd, who plays Auntie Lydia, and Whitney Cummings, they were like, no, she's not. She never will be. There's going to be a moment where she's going to have to cope, and learn. But she's always going to be a prison in here. Because of some wild shit that happened to her in her life.
Just like black people.
Exactly. And so everything was like, she's going to have to learn to cope and deal. But that's kind of where she's going to be at. She's never going to be free. She's never going to be free until she finds out what happens to Hannah. But in general, she'll never be free because it's fucked her head up pretty heavy.
I mean...
But, and also, I need to figure out this ideal of why you love Luke so damn much and why you think that it's such an important thing to not disappoint him.
Go inside that. Did a nigga write this episode? Did a nigga direct this? What was the...
No, it's all women, actually.
Oh.
Because I asked that question. But I also wonder if this is her, like, kind of Stockholm type of stuff from, like, Gilead.
Oh, true.
Because in the behind the episode, they talk about how Moira has to re-guide her and talk to her as if she's back in Gilead.
Yeah.
So maybe there's just some things that she still has to unlearn.
Absolutely.
I will say thinking has never been her strong suit, because clearly in the flashback scenes throughout this whole entire series, she has made some really bad decisions. If she would have just thought in her real life, not, Gilead ain't shit she could have did about that.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know what I mean? Like, in real life. Starting with Luke, apparently.
June is a doer. That's what she...
Uh-huh.
She's not a thinker, she's a doer.
And that'll get you fucked up in the game. I really hope they find Janine, though.
I do, too. I was wondering. I was like, well, are we going to revisit this? Or... They will. They have to. Because Moira says something about... we find... But also, that was also manipulation to get June to come on. So I don't know. Right. Janine might be out the game. But then Janine is like resilient like a roach. Like, she don't go away. She always resurfaces. Always.
Mm-hmm. Unlike her eye, she multiplies.
Well, we will see you all next week for episode 7. That nigga's going to hell. Bye.
Bye, y'all.